Welcome everyone to another episode of Taco's Den of Media. This is your host Mike, and today we will be reviewing Ghost in the Shell, the remake of the 1995 anime phenomenon that swept America by storm. Starring Scarlett Johansson as Major and Pilou Asbæk as her partner in crime Batou, and Takashi Kitano as Aramaki, the leader of Section 9, a super police force who go out and take down underworld criminals and keep Japan safe. It's the future. We're living in the world of cybernetics. People it wouldn't be surprised to go out on the streets of this Japan and find pretty much anyone has some type of cybernetic implant to enhance their life, be it enhanced sight, strength, cloaking abilities. Pretty much anything you want is possible. Section 9 is made up of these warriors, so to speak, and Major 9 is the first one that actually took. They have a Japanese girl's brain from, they said, a girl that died in an accident. They kept her brain alive, placed it in a full robotic suit, and she's become the Major as new weapon from Hanaka Corporation. This movie deals with ideas as what is a soul, what is an identity, do you still have one if you're just a robot even though you do have a human brain inside controlling you. And that's brought up a little bit in the movie. It goes a lot deeper in the anime, but I think it's kind of slightly dumbed down a bit for a general audience. You can definitely tell that it's not as philosophically deep as the anime is, but it doesn't make it a bad film. There's a lot of bad press going on that Rupert Sanders has done and whitewashed this, making Major a white character and not a Japanese character by the casting of Scarlett Johansson. I didn't think that took away from the movie. I never really felt Major in the anime was a Japanese character anyway. She is a robot, and robots don't have any ethnicity. Now, her character per se in the movie is fully Japanese. So you see her as a girl being taken away by Hanaka Corporation. She is a Japanese girl. The brain inside her is of that Japanese girl. She has Japanese parents. She's just inside a Caucasian female body. And the reason I believe behind this, the designers of these weapons are Caucasian. And her designer was played by Julie Binoche. And I believe she created her in an essence that she was creating a surrogate daughter. She looked at the Major as her own daughter. And the reason behind, I think that's why the Major is in a Caucasian body. But like I said, as a fan of the anime, I never felt that character was actually Japanese. And I don't feel that a robot per se has any type of ethnicity, whether it's African American, Latino, Caucasian, Asian. And so that never took away from the movie, and I really think they should just put that to bed. The whole idea of whitewash in this film. It's definitely one to go see. I felt they did a really good job with the story itself, and I never found it boring. A lot of people say it's very dull, very dry, very boring. It hooked me from the beginning, and it never let go. My eyes were glued to the screen to see what was happening next, where the story was going. It's not as complex as the anime, but I felt it was better paced and a better overall story. Things made more sense in the big screen adaptation of it rather than the anime. Anime can get very bogged down in its philosophical ideals, and I felt the anime itself was very boring. I love the anime, the original Ghost in the Shell anime, and when I showed it to my wife, she liked it, but we both felt like, wow, this is a lot more boring than I remembered. That being said, I felt this movie was a bit more compact, a bit more concise, and it definitely was not boring. It hits a lot of the marks that it does in the anime, with her dropping her jacket, jumping off the building, the spider tank scene at the end of the film, the fight with the garbage men. Those scenes were taken left to right from the anime, and they were pretty much shot for shot. And I think Rupert Sanders and crew did a tremendous job of adapting the anime to big screen, because taking something from a anime or a cartoon world and adapting it to the big screen live action world can be tricky. And I think that's why some of the dialogue seems clunky, because some of the dialogue is lifted right from the anime, and while the dialogue style works in a cartoon aesthetic world, it may not translate well to a live action real world. Visually, the movie is absolutely stunning to look at. It's very, very beautiful, very vibrant, very bright and colorful, just like you expect Japan to be. And now we're in the future, we have the big billboards and the big ads that are all holographic and coming out of buildings, and you'll see big fish swimming around the city and such, and it's just pleasing to look at. Action-wise, I love the action in the film. It doesn't overload you with action scene upon action scene upon action scene. I thought the action scene and gunfight scenes were very concise and very short and didn't drag. And I find that sometimes in a movie like this, action scenes go on for a bit too long, and then you're just bogged down with action, and it just gets tiresome. I never felt this movie was tiresome. I never felt it was boring. I thought it was very well done, very well written, very well directed, and it was a total opposite what I was expecting. I'm a huge fan of the anime and the manga that this was based on, and from all the bad press and all the bad reviews I've been hearing, I was expected to just have a snore fest and probably just end up walking out. Totally not the case. I can easily give this 8.5 out of 10. If you're a fan of the anime or haven't seen the anime or read the manga, definitely check it out. I think it's worth your time. It's worth your time seeing in the theater, and I was told that it's even better in IMAX because it's formatted for the IMAX screen, and those visuals I heard are just absolutely amazing to see on an IMAX screen. Write in the comments below if you've seen it or you have no plans to see it. If you did see it, what are your thoughts? Did it live up to your expectations? Did you think it was better than the anime? Do you think it was worse than the anime? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe. This is Mike from Tacos Dinner Media. Ciao.